Happy New Year to you all. A very happy 2025. Yes, it is the 1st of January 2025. This is Movies TV Man's first video of 2025. And we know it's a huge year. It's a huge year to be a DC fan, but to be a Superman fan. Those of you that know me well enough know that Superman is my favourite character in fiction. You understand that this character means the world to me. And I want to see a great Superman movie. Because from July the 11th and onwards, James Gunn will no longer be defined by his Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy. He will be defined by Superman, like every single person who's ever made or written or directed any Superman media. Gotham Miller are defined by Smallville. Richard Donner is defined by Superman 78. Bryan Singer is defined by Superman Returns, not X-Men. He wishes he was defined by X-Men. Once you are involved with any Superman media, comics or anything else, it defines you, and you don't want to be the director that made the Superman film that people only wanted to watch once. Hype for a bad movie. I'm not saying that Superman 2025 is going to be bad, but hype for a bad movie is a bit like sex. Especially for us blokes, yeah? You're getting there, you're about to explode. Oh! And once you explode, you're not in the mood anymore. Personally, I keep on going. I'm there for my girls, right? But you know what I mean. And that's what hype for a bad movie is. This is what happened for The Force Awakens. It was hype. There was hype. It had record-breaking trailer views. It made over $2 billion in the global box office. It was a great start for Kathleen Kennedy and Lucasfilm and J.J. Abrams and everyone involved. But after people saw it once, people started to think, I thought I liked that film, but how can Finn and Rey just wield a lightsaber? Luke didn't even wield a lightsaber in Star Wars 77. He wielded one when he had a little bit of training from Yoda in Empire. And even then, Darth made mincemeat out of him. So you get where I'm going. I don't want this film to be all about James Gunn. I don't want every conversation about this film to be about James Gunn. But after all, he is writing and directing a movie about my favourite character in fiction. He has put himself in this position. And no one's putting more pressure on James Gunn than James Gunn. And I wish him all the best. You know, look, the truth is, most of us, your Joe Public, don't have the trust for celebrities, actors, writers, directors as we did. There's many reasons for that. They're constantly publicly coming out, attacking each other on what goes on their sets. Historically, sweetheart, if someone sexually abused you on a set, call 911. Don't go to Variety. But I'll sacrifice my career. They'll destroy my career. That's fine. Justice is more important than a career in a corrupt industry, sweetheart. I don't want to be reading. Why? When a law's broken on a set, people go straight to Variety. Anyway. So we have a mistrust of this industry. Growing up, if Robert De Niro came up to me and said, come round my house, I would trust him. I absolutely loved actors, directors. They were gods and kings to me. They no longer are. I simply don't trust them. If you're wondering why you're all paranoid about whether the Batman 2 is going to happen or not, whether Pattinson's going to join the DCU or not, they should never have announced the Batman 2 for 2025. I did videos telling you it was impossible for them to make that date. They know that Matt is a notoriously slow writer. Then they delayed it to 2026. They shouldn't have done that either. And now they've rightly delayed it to 2027. But people are paranoid. But if they just announced it for 2027 in the first place, none of that paranoia would exist. They blame us when they fail. So there's not a good relationship between Hollywood, modern day English speaking Western entertainment, and their public, because they don't know how to charm their audience. Now, to be fair to James, he has a good relationship with his fans, but then Zack Snyder has a good relationship with his fans. But James Gunn also has a lot of people that don't trust him and don't like him. Where am I? Where James Gunn is concerned? Well, I don't know James Gunn personally. I like how transparent he is. I think that's good. He has been caught in some untruths sometimes, but nobody's perfect. As Dr. Gregory House says, everybody lies, and nobody is morally superior to anyone else. And that's why I keep on saying to people, let Alison Mack, who was in Smallville and did what she did, come back. She's paid her debt to society. Leave her alone. Let her be an actor again. Because I'm all about the forgiveness thing, especially someone's, put their hands up, paid their debt to society. We've got to stop sentencing people again and again and again. But this is a huge moment. Superman is a film everybody's talking about. And, Superman's been a character that hasn't always been relevant to everyone in the modern world. I think because of I think what happened was, once Henry Cavill was fired, because Henry Cavill's firing, and James Gunn said, oh, he wasn't under contract, he wasn't fired. He was. You could have used him as your Superman, and officially you said you decided not to. I'm not too sure, James, if that was your decision or if that was a studio decision or both or mutual or whatever. But that was national news when Henry Cavill wasn't going to be Superman anymore. Let's put it that way. And I think once that happened, it put the new Superman movie right in front of the glares of the media and the general audience and nerds as well. And I think that's added a new pressure because people are going to be thinking, well, you got rid of Henry Cavill. Let's see if your bloke's any good. Now, we saw the first trailer, and the first trailer for me was outstanding. David Corenswet looks like a great Clark Kent. I like the hair change. I like the fact that you don't recognise him because no one can do what Reeve did and be different as Clark Kent. So different that he's a chameleon. And then when he's Superman, he looks totally different just from his mannerisms. Not even David Corenswet, who's a really well-regarded actor, by the way, can do that. So he looks different, and that's cool. But the trailer, for me, was outstanding. And as I said at the time, it's a great first step. So we're going to be talking on this channel a lot about Superman as we get here. This is a channel, my Instagram, both, by the way. But this is not a place where you're going to get slick, edited videos, as you can see. It's just the nerd talking about nerd. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I've always done since July 2018. It's what I will continue to do. Do you like my Superman? Do you like my Superman robe? Anyway, so we have no idea what this movie is. Even after that teaser trailer, we have no idea if this is going to be a good, bad, mid, great movie. We don't know. Nobody knows that. I've been saying this from day one. I've tried to be as constructive on my views about James Gunn as I can. But as you've known, and those of you who have been here since July 2018 know, I'm a straight shooter. I'm a straight talker. And I say it as I see it. The Batman situation is utterly problematic. They announced Brave and the Bold. Look, where is it? Where's the casting? Where's the script? It's nowhere. Nothing's happening. The Batman 2 has been delayed to 2027. There's absolutely nothing going on with Batman at this moment in time. Maybe we'll see the DCU Batman in the Superman film, which will be very, very interesting as far as I'm concerned. I still have a little suspicion that Ben Affleck may turn up being the DCU Batman. I don't know why. I know it sounds insane. Stop shouting at me. Stop throwing stuff at me. I just have a sneaky suspicion that Ben Affleck could still be Batman. I don't know why. I don't know why. And if that happens, Henry Cavill fans are going to go, well, if Ben could be Batman, why can't Henry be Superman? that, you know, that's above my pay grade. I'm not getting paid. I don't make any money out of these videos. I'm just talking. I'm just passionate, right? But yeah, remember who said it first. Ben Affleck may actually be the DCU Batman. I do believe we're going to see the DCU Batman in Superman. You need, from the beginning, to see a DCU Batman. Because we don't have Batman. It's interesting, isn't it? For years on Arrowverse, we didn't have a Superman. And I thought it was ridiculous, right? But that's because everything that was going on around Arrowverse, outside of Arrowverse, it wasn't really their decision. And when they did give us a Superman, oh boy, did they give us a great Superman piece of media. And here's the thing. I've never seen a bad Superman TV show. I haven't. And I've never seen a bad Superman movie. Stop it. Stop it. I mean it. I'm not saying that these Superman movies and TV shows are Lawrence of Arabia or Gone with the Wind or The Dark Knight or whatever film is your, you know, is your Mount Everest. But the point is that I've enjoyed it all. I think us Superman fans actually have eaten really, really well. That's just my personal opinion. So as I said earlier, I wouldn't want to be the writer-director who made a Superman film that people only watched once. And I think The Force Awakens is an interesting example. A film that gets lots of hype, where people keep on saying, oh, it's better than what those prequels did. Every time you go and see a reaction to the Superman trailer, it's this looks much better than Man of Steel and Batman vs. Superman. Not my words, not my opinion, by the way. I don't compare things. But that's what these idiots and pie eaters are saying on their YouTube channels, right? And it's the same thing that was going on with The Force Awakens. That's interesting, because The Force Awakens had record views, a record-breaking box office. But after people watched it once or twice, they started to realise it was a movie that was an empty shell. Nobody said that Daisy Ridley was bad. I thought Daisy Ridley was really likeable in The Force Awakens. I don't think she was ever unlikable. Nobody dislikes Daisy, right? We're not talking Rachel Zegler here. Daisy is a very polite, well-spoken British young woman. She's never come out and said anything about the fans. I don't think so. I'm sure some idiot's going to find something now, but you know what I mean. So The Force Awakens and this Superman movie have a lot of similarities. Basically, the Snyderverse is a bit like the prequels. The prequels had its fans. I was one of those fans. I hated. It broke my heart hearing people shit on George Lucas. And when it was announced that Disney had bought Star Wars and would make a Star Wars film every year, people were saying, George Lucas better not be coming anywhere near Disney Star Wars. How did that opinion work out for you? The creator, the father of a baby basically being told, don't you come near this baby, even though it's yours, even though it wouldn't exist if it wasn't for you. George Lucas had every right to do Star Wars the way he wanted to do it because it was his baby. And you know, Zack Snyder, Christopher Nolan and David Goyer with Man of Steel had every right to make the Superman film they wanted to make. But the nostalgia mafia, the nostalgia mob just want nostalgia. And James Gunn, as I've said in many videos, is going to give you Superman's greatest hits, but he may give you something original as well. I hope he's going to give us something original, because he'll be in trouble if it's just Superman's greatest hits. But we don't know. But this film fascinates me, I'll be honest. It fascinates me. The story behind the movie is as interesting and as intriguing as the movie itself. And at this moment as I sit here, I don't know if I'm going to love it. I don't know if I'm going to hate it or yawn by it or want to watch it again and again or want to forget it. Most modern movies and TV I watch today, I watch once and I think, well, I'm not watching that again. I used to love watching Doctor Who on rewatch. I don't rewatch brand new Disney Doctor Who anymore. It's not rewatchable. That's the fact of the matter. And most of us really, really know it. When I talk about record views of Doctor Who on the iPlayer, it's the older revival episodes, not the Disney ones. So what does the future hold for Superman? We'll find out.